Hello, welcome back to Shooting the Shit. I'm Ollie.
And I'm Rich.
Let's shoot some shit.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'd be completely wrong not to mention found water on Mars, mate. Announced it today, NASA.
So there's life up there?
Water, potentially.
They could be our ancestors.
No, different planet, but...
No, but think about that. Like, they could be like technological beings that are far greater than ourselves and are far more evolved.
What, in a trickle of water?
No, underneath, like, it could be a mirage, like the planet's surface and shit. Like, they could just have technology that makes them invisible, that makes them, you know, they don't want us to see them yet.
Right.
They want us to evolve and become beings that are capable of detecting them and then going to find out answers as to why we're here.
I reckon there's probably just sort of maybe a few microbes.
Okay.
If that.
Sweet.
But anyway,
That was
I figured just mention that. I didn't know if you were aware of that. So
I wasn't.
Just dropping knowledge on you.
But I just thought I'd give you
Cool.
a deep thought.
It's no, right. I mean, things prepared. Sort of getting into the shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Sombreros
Banned. It's ridiculous.
For people who aren't aware, and why would you be necessarily? University of East Anglia here in our lovely country of Great Britain, in the city of Norwich, has banned students from wearing sombreros.
I don't think it was the students.
Cultural.
It was a company called Tex-Mex, which is a family-owned company.
No,
that were doing a promotion.
Didn't ban them.
No. I was on about they were selling stuff at the university, and it was part of their promotional deal to have like a Mexican experience or Tex-Mex experience, which involved giving sombreros out to these students.
I think that might have been possibly
A different.
two separate
Okay, cool.
case. Well, perhaps they were advertising, I believe, at the Freshers' Fair, and it was banned there.
Yeah.
Because it violated the advertising policy.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're against having stereotypical items or depictions in any advertising.
Okay.
This policy includes provisions against 15 different types of discrimination, apparently.
Okay.
But yeah, basically, this restaurant trying to drum up business, giving out a free sombrero to all the new kids in town. Promote itself. Seems like a good idea. Wrong. Cultural appropriation. That's stealing Mexican culture and making it look silly, apparently.
I fail to see how that is the case. When people think of Mexico, you think of, you know, Nacho Libres. You think of
Lucha Libres.
Is it Lucha Libres?
Yeah, that was the film Nacho Libres.
Oh, okay. Fine. You think of Lucha Libres. You think of
Luchadors. That's what they're called.
Luchadors. Okay.
Yeah.
There's wrestlers.
Yeah, Mexican wrestlers
with crazy masks on their faces. You think of, you know, tortillas and, you know, some chili on top of that shit. Food.
Mexican food. I believe chili's actually more Tex-Mex than traditionally Mexican. Might be wrong in that.
And then you also think of tequila and, you know, is it the mariachi bands?
Mariachi bands, yeah.
Yeah, you know, the da-da-da-da-da. So, and those individuals that do that have sombreros.
The mariachi bands usually have sombreros.
Yeah. So I don't see what the problem is. You know, you're a Mexican selling business.
Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're gonna have to
get the word out.
To
get the.
And to do that, you need to play on, you know, the traditions of that culture. It's not disrespectful. Say, for example, if it was like an Australian company selling Australian food,
giving out inflatable kangaroos or something.
I don't see what the problem.
One of those hats with the corks that are sort of hanging up.
What would be the problem with that?
Well,
I don't see the issue. Like a Caribbean place, this is where you have to be careful now. The Caribbean place now, you know, you'd have like, you know, exotic fruits. You'd have like
rum.
You'd have like reggae music. obviously you can't do blackface because that's very inappropriate and that has racial connotations behind it.
I can see, yeah, if they ban the freshers from going around dressed as black and white minstrels, I mean, because that is just a racist caricature.
Yeah.
But a sombrero isn't a racist caricature.
It's a hat. It's an item.
It's a hat.
It's traditionally worn by, you know, individuals from Mexico.
No? Well, yeah, it is. It's obviously part of the sort of what people think of when they think of a Mexican.
Yeah.
Sombrero will probably be in there, but I do believe, you know, wide brim hats aren't just from Mexico.
Yeah.
I think the Spanish might have taken them over there to begin with.
Okay.
But I mean, it's silly, regardless of where they came from. The idea that you're somehow going to destroy a culture by wearing a hat or by giving a hat away.
But I think what they said, one of the spokespersons is for diversity and welfare and other monarchy, a pointless opposition in the university to give someone money. He basically says that he, with all the various students from different origins and, you know, countries and whatnot, that, you know, you've got to be careful that you don't offend these individuals. They're over here, so he's trying to make an experience like that's very welcoming to everyone.
What could be more welcoming than people celebrating your culture? Like, if you go over, come over to this country from Mexico.
Yeah.
You've got Mexican restaurants. Mexican hats.
Yeah. Well, I suppose
I don't see why that would make you necessarily uncomfortable.
What they could see it as is that you're seeing the only thing that our culture has is food and a hat. You know, that's what they say. Is like you're playing on our stereotypes. It's like saying, for example, African Americans, you know, they commit crimes.
I mean, it's not quite like that.
And they smoke weed and carry guns.
It's not quite like that, because those aren't necessarily parts of African American culture per se.
It's a stereotype, though. That's what I was on about.
Stereotype,
playing
but
on the stereotypes.
Sombrero, I mean, it's part of a stereotype because it is a hat generally thought of as coming from Mexico. I mean, it's not like, you're not generalizing all Mexicans by, you know, acknowledging a sombrero or wearing a sombrero.
Yeah. I don't think. I personally don't see how it's defaming a culture. You know.
Well, having been sort of in university for a number of years now, and sort of had, you know, being exposed to many international students, many of them are quite often keen to sort of talk about their own cultures and homes and food and whatnot, and they'll cook. You know, they'll cook and share these things with people.
Yeah.
So it just seems weird that you'd assume that they see someone wearing a certain hat and they're just gonna collapse.
I personally think it's, you know, we're becoming this oversensitive, you know, society where we need to be, you know, wrapped up in a ball of cotton wool that protects us. And the university is trying to protect their own backs and not get in trouble, but, you know, they haven't been in trouble for so many years of, you know, all these students wearing Mexican sombreros or whatever. Why are they going to get in trouble now?
Well, I suppose, I mean, you sort of mentioned in your own sort of point there, PC culture. It won't take long for someone to complain. Probably not even a Mexican person.
Just someone who is a social justice warrior, can we call them that?
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah,
interesting, the campaign in response, because obviously a lot of people are saying this is utter bollocks, this is stupid. Their campaign and democracy representative, or whatever they're called, for the student union, basically came out and said, this isn't a stupid policy. People don't. He basically implied that people don't understand how they're being racist. And we need to be able to communicate these ideas quicker so people aren't caught with their pants down, sort of thing.
But did he explain how it's racist?
No. Well,
you can't say that
appropriation angle.
Okay.
And the sort of worry about stereotyping people and its discrimination and oppression.
Okay. How
is it oppressive for these people to be selling Mexican-inspired cuisine in the first place?
That's a good point. Then, if they're saying that,
I don't know if the manager or whoever runs Pedro's Tex-Mex cantina in Norwich is Mexican. The manager mentioned in the article I read was a Mark Ward.
Okay, doesn't sound very Mexican.
Traditionally Mexican, but
that's like saying.
Is that offensive? Is it offensive that they're trying to drum up business by selling?
No.
A stereotype, a cliche.
I actually read that the British Mexican Society actually said that they applaud any idea that helps drum up business,
and spread the culture of Mexico.
Exactly.
I presume that's what they're all about.
Exactly.
We love Mexico.
Yeah.
Why don't you love Mexico with us?
Yeah. It's like saying, for example, like, you go on a holiday. Say, for example, you go on holiday to France. You sample some French cuisine. French cuisine. France cuisine, so French cuisine. And you appreciate it, you fall in love with it. So you're like, I've got shitloads of money, I don't know what to do with it. I'm going to, make my own little French bistro or something like this.
Alright, yeah.
And then you have all, the baguettes and the, typical French cuisine. You dress up like those, the French guys with that's what I'm trying to describe. With the black and white sort of sailor top, with the stripes, and then the
No, I thought you meant sort of the fancy waiter sort of thing.
I
you mean, just a stereotypical Frenchman in a stripy top with maybe a ring of onions on his neck, and
but that's what they do. They do sell onions and shit. They'll go down and ride all over the place. But anyway, I'm getting apart the point.
Peddling onions.
Not all of them, but some people in the rural areas. So. You fell in love with that cuisine, and you want to sell those items. I think it's truly respectful that you. Well, you can do, but to represent the whole experience of the French cuisine, the whole French experience. If you were to bring over French food and then turn it British, sort of make it, quasi French British cuisine, I think that is disrespectful.
Is it though?
Yes.
I mean, no, it isn't.
It is.
If it's French-inspired food.
No.
Because now you're basically saying that it's cultural appropriation. Why is it disrespectful?
I think no. What I was trying to say is that these people are showing the true. Well, not the true, but they're trying to, reflect the traditional, experiences of a Mexican or whatnot. I think if you dilute it, I think that's disrespectful, personally.
Why? That's how cultures sort of move and change. Ideas are taken and then they're mixed with other ideas. Traditions, cuisines. That's how culture works. I mean, that's why the idea of cultural appropriation is such bollocks.
Okay.
It's the same sort of thinking that makes people sort of nationalist and worry, vote UKIP. They're worried, there's people coming over, they're going to change our way of life and how things are done. But our culture, every culture is a result of, however many hundreds or thousands of years, depending on what, the culture is. Culture's continuously changing with the movement of people.
Yeah.
You've got the exchange of ideas.
Okay.
They aren't sort of these single distinct entities that develop in isolation, exist for an immutable eternity.
Yeah.
It's a constant mishmash.
Yeah. So this is one point I'm trying to make. If you market your company as a traditional French experience, and you do not represent that, and you have a British flow in it, you're not representing a true French experience, are you?
But you probably wouldn't get away necessarily with saying it was a traditional.
That's the point I was trying to make. I'm not trying to say that you can't mesh them, but I'm saying if you were saying that it's a true French experience, you need to have that you know, it's disrespectful to then mash it up with another culture altogether.
I don't think it's necessarily disrespectful.
It's just, I suppose it's just not representing properly.
Yeah, just a marketing technique, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, fair.
Which, you know,
sweet.
That's a different problem. That's not a problem with culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem with capitalism, comrade. Bring it down.
Yeah. Cool. I think the UEA University a joke.
Yeah, I mean, this is just batshit insanity. I mean,
just sort themselves out. I think with that sort of situation,
I understand if, you know, there was sort of a place that does fried chicken and they turned up as minstrels. Yes, that would be.
It would be amusing though.
You know, that would be offensive.
Yeah, it would be like very shocking.
That's not cultural appropriation. That is just outright
racism. Yeah, but a hat.
You know, a hat.
As well, like no one's been oppressed for like centuries due to a hat. Like you have been oppressed due to the colour of your skin or your sexuality, you know.
There were no gulags or concentration camps for people wearing sombreros.
And surely if you were, like, you just take off the sombrero hat and then you wouldn't have to
sombrero free, yeah.
Yeah, then you'd be fine. Sweet.
Well, maybe close to the sun. That's the whole idea of the sombrero, isn't
it? Cool. Should we move on?
Yeah, I reckon we shall.
Something else that's probably more meaningful.
Probably a bit more of a serious topic than sort of hat-based identity politics.
Yeah, sombrero hat game. Cool. Right, so something that I found pretty interesting over the past couple of weeks is Azealia Banks.
Mm-hmm.
The once one-hit wonder, well, the one-hit wonder from 212. You know, thought she was she's never lived up to her hype.
I don't know her as an artist at all.
Okay, she had this really big hit in 2009. I think it was called 212. It might not even been 2002 or 2009, but it was a song.
Okay.
And ever since then, she's just sort of just been, you
stagnating.
know, yeah, and just causing shitloads of issues in terms of her, you know, Twitter tweets, and Instagram posts. So recently, she's gone ballistic on a flight because I think she was trying to get off the plane before a couple that were in front of her. And basically that person stuck out his arm to stop her, like it was a French couple, to stop her from getting off the plane before them. And it resulted in her spitting and scratching and attacking this person.
And then why she wasn't flying in like first class. What, she was just in with
that's the point. Like,
the little people.
Her career's like fucked because she can't keep her mouth shut. Typical woman there. Oh, I'm joking. I'm not there.
Is her career actually fucked?
No, I haven't heard any decent music come out of her for a while.
I'm sure she's probably doing okay for herself. I mean, we're talking about her, so she's...
Good point.
She's still relevant in the media.
Exactly. Well, basically one of the air hostesses decided to intervene in this situation, which resulted in her taking out her frustrations on that individual and calling him a F-word. I say F-word because I don't want to say the actual word because it's offensive to a certain populace.
You mean faggot? I think we can say it within the context of a discussion about the use of the slur.
See, I personally don't find that word offensive because I know a faggot is a rolled up bunch of sticks that is, you know, and I think it's something else and it means something totally different in Scottish.
Yeah, it's also the faggots are a type of like meatball.
Exactly.
Or pork.
So yeah, basically there was mass outcry and, you know, backlash after she used the word faggot. She is actually a member of the LGBT community and she is a bisexual individual. So it sort of comes to that point, like, is it really that bad that she said that one word?
Well, I mean, what's your argument? Because she's bisexual.
Can you be homophobic to your, like, if you are a homosexual?
Well, because
or bisexual?
That word specifically refers to gay men.
Yeah.
That's what it's a slur for.
Okay.
So, you know, if anyone's going to reclaim it, if they
let's be a gay man.
in the same way that sort of a lot of people say, well, if you've got rappers and all these hip hop tracks using
the N-word,
then why shouldn't white people be allowed to use it just freely?
That's a good point. I agree with that.
This is, it's just ignoring the historical context and the context of why the word is created and who it's
used to insult
against.
Yeah.
So I don't think that necessarily follows that just because she's LGBT herself that she can specifically get away with that word.
Yeah. Well, she has since then released some like really interesting Instagram posts, and one of them that really did. Well, two that she said that actually interested me was basically that she said, if I am to be part of a community, I want to be in it with people who aren't so weak or so easily moved. And then she went on to also say,
there's so many things that are bollocks with that statement. Like, firstly, you don't choose whether or not you're part of the sort of LGBT sort of community or conglomerate, whatever.
Yeah.
You are intrinsically by being LGBT and or T.
Yeah.
Secondly, there's just so much arrogance in that.
Yeah.
Like, the LGBT community desperately needs Azealia Banks, and if I'm to be part of this, then you're going to have to change your ways to suit me.
Yeah. But I agree that, one word that she used has created so much outrage and so much, it's got so much attention. And I do agree to a certain extent what she says is that all of this attention could be used to help people that are actually need that help or in a serious dire situation where they are being oppressed.
Well,
this is one individual that is, in my opinion, an imbecile that that you shouldn't pay attention to. And
perhaps not, but just think if it had been a black air host or hostess and a passenger, a famous celebrity, whatever, called them a
the N-word
or a darkie or whatever, then there would and rightfully be some outrage surrounding that. And it's the exact same principle.
Fair enough.
I did have, because I knew you mentioned you'd probably bring this up, I did have a sort of a look at her past with sort of tweets and with this story in particular. Yeah, she just seems very, very childish and entitled. Like, she was signed when she was 17, so she was a kid, teenager. She's then thrust into sort of having all this money and fame, and she's, she revealed it in that sort of tweet, if I am to be a part of the LGBT community. She's just so entitled and up her own arse, and she just lives in the clouds.
But don't you think as well that this is coming from someone who's a heterosexual? You're similar to that, or you are the same as that. Sorry,
you've outed me.
We can't empathize with her. So she is a member of that community. She has a right to say what she's saying.
Why? We've already just discussed this. No, she doesn't.
She does.
To say which bit?
Well, she feels, because you said basically she feels self-entitled and whatnot.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is she is a member of that community. If she feels disgusted with the fact that they're getting offended by that and that there's more pressing issues, do you not feel that she has a right to feel they're taking out of context what she's saying?
The entire sort of gay rights and gay acceptance movements have ground to a halt just to
because
sort of concentrate on this. But people are sort of outraged and whatnot, and they're just expressing it through social media, and it's getting coverage in the press.
Okay. Yeah. One thing that she did say that
she's sending how many fucking tweets a day, being just a complete dickhead. She's using all that energy. It's not hard, is it? You send out 144 characters, is it? It's not like people have stopped campaigning or working for whatever rights just because they've noticed that she might be a little bit homophobic potentially.
fair. One thing that she did say that did amuse me was, you guys have got to toughen up. Don't be so weak. If one word can put your entire community in distress, you're doomed. Laugh out loud. Whereas not tangible things, you actually chose to get upset. Remember, if offense is only taken, it is never given.
I'll agree to some extent with that.
That's why I did agree with most of what she said there.
But it's a very, very entitled.
She actually said as well that
attitude.
like
it's an ignorant attitude as well, because words ultimately are just words.
Yeah.
But when you put them into a context.
But she said that you can call me. Well, she's been called a nigger. She's been called a bitch, but she gets on with her day. You know.
See, I also thought this was hypocrisy, because whilst looking her up, she's obviously one of these people who had a massive go at Iggy Azealia for being white and culturally appropriating hip hop, blah blah blah. And she's, she broke down during a radio interview on New York's Hot 97. Yeah. And she was talking about sort of black culture, etc. There's an undercurrent of "fuck you." Yeah. Were her exact words, and then she started to cry. Yeah. So these things, the issue affects her. The issue of discrimination against people because of their skin colour is something that she's apparently personally experienced. Yeah. And that other people do experience. And she broke down because of this apparent attitude of sort of, well, fuck you and fuck your culture. Yeah. But then she's sort of getting all arsey and shit because people are offended when she's using it. She's using language that's part of the sort of wider discrimination or sort of
I can see
down on of the LGBT community. She's full of shit. Yeah. She's just
that actually does remind me of a thing that she did, because Kendrick Lamar released a song talking about, I think it was called Black of the Berry, and he was basically talking about the fact that if black people were to prosper and stuff, like, because we were all arguing about like when George Zimmerman shot down a black man. Basically saying like the only time we get offended is when that happens, but we don't think about the wider issues that like black people are killing each other themselves, like through territory or what colour they wear, like of clothing they wear. And she got pissed off with that, saying that he's actually against the cause, so it's sort of like she is a walking contradiction.
Well, I know she's tweeted some stuff about sort of white people in a very disparaging way before.
She's done whiteface as well.
Well, again, she's just a dick, isn't she? Yeah. I mean, she doesn't do her alleged cause
any favours
by just being an arsehole about everyone else.
Yeah. Well, I do agree to an extent with what you said there as well, like the whole, self-entitlement, because, to segregate yourself from a movement that you are clearly part of and make yourself a special entity is a bit self-indulgent,
Well, yeah.
And thrashing out at someone and spitting at them, like, to me, spitting at someone is like the ultimate level of disrespect. Like, spit on the pavement, but don't spit at me. Like,
disgusting thing to do. Yeah. And it just shows sort of how up her own arse she really is.
For someone who's 24, you should be much more mature.
And you chuck them into just money and power. Well, not real power, but money and fame. Yeah. She's got no perspective.
Yeah, she actually replied to some person because he was saying basically about how you've got some like children that like must be like facing their questions with their sexuality, and how they supposed to look up like this. She's supposed to be a role model. If someone who's in that position is using that language that's derogatory towards them and making them feel inferior, it's not exactly helpful, is it? But she basically replied to them basically saying, how pathetic the person was, and like, you can follow me if you want to follow me, don't if you don't. And then said something about basically her hemorrhoids bursting and her bleeding, and I was just like, that's just very inappropriate.
Hemorrhoids?
The person that was following her. and saying about she can troll her all she wants, but you know, and then she can end up in a position where she's going to get abused and whatever by like people within the LGBT community. And it's just sort of like, well, I don't know what you're ranting about here, love, but someone needs to have a word with you because your career is on a downward spiral.
Very sort of ignorant, entitled,
Do
bigoted person.
you not think that's like quite a clever marketing ploy as well?
Well,
on a deeper level.
It's like Kanye West, isn't it? He's never not in the media because he's always doing all this wacky shit and saying this wacky shit.
But unlike
comes across as so sort of
Kanye West, he's not talented to the level that Kanye West is. No.
There is at least something about him. I mean, love him or hate him, he's sort of charismatic in some way.
But yeah, let's not go on Kanye West because I can talk about Kanye West for ages. But yeah, Iggy Azalea needs to sort her life out.
Oh, talking of Kanye West.
Not Iggy Azalea, Azealia Banks, sorry.
Presidential runs. Apparently had a phone conversation with one of the Republican presidential candidates.
Really?
On the phone for like half an hour. Spent about 10 minutes singing and rapping.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
And this guy, he sort of, I don't know if this was a sarky comment or whatever, but he sort of endorsed Kanye for 2020.
No.
But he was asked, he said, I wouldn't have him as my running mate because he's obviously making his own bid for president.
Yeah.
And he's doing it his own way.
Bloody hell.
But
I thought he was going to run as an independent,
just so,
which is unlikely for him to ever win.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd be interested in the Republican side of things.
Interesting.
Anyway, that was just an aside.
Cool.
I mean, what we were talking about earlier sort of moves into another story that sort of, I guess, broke yesterday. Well, there was an interview yesterday with Matt Damon in The Observer, the Sunday edition of The Guardian.
Yep.
And following on only a couple of weeks after the whole white-splaining ordeal with Project Greenlight, it's gone and dropped another bollock.
You would have thought, after the white-splaining incident, that Matt would just, you know, hide and not say anything for a while. Not hide, but, you know, keep his mouth shut. But his latest comments...
The benefit, you know, people who maybe didn't see the interview or the reaction to it, basically in this interview with the Observer, he basically said about sort of gay actors and actresses, sort of how that could harm their career.
Yep.
And he suggested that it's possibly better to just keep it quiet.
Yep.
And also it's part of, he said that it's part of being a good actor is sort of, if you know, people should know as little about you as possible to keep that mystery there so you can just morph in and out of roles.
Yep. What needs to be like taken from this actually is that it's all to do with context. Like what he wrote there, what was written there, isn't entirely the full script of what he said. Because I've read later on in another article that actually, you know, like in 1996 when him and Matt Damon were they made Good Will Hunting, Oscar award winning film.
Indeed.
You know, pretty good film. That there were rumours of them being...
Never actually seen it.
It's amazing, you should watch it. It's got Minnie Driver in there. She is well fit for an old bird. But anyway, back to the point, that people thought that them two were homosexuals.
Just because they worked together.
Yeah, and they had a really close rapport. But then he's saying he reflected on that at that time, that Rupert Everett, like a really good actor, openly gay, you know, classically trained, much more attractive than a lot of the actors that are quite big, hasn't got all of these opportunities because he is hindered by the fact that he is gay. So what he was trying to say is that if he hadn't have come out,
but then
he'd be in a much more advanced position.
I mean, does he then spend his entire life or career just appearing alone in public but secretly having a relationship, or what? I mean,
no, but then I think as well, like Rupert Everett has actually said himself in like a series of interviews, like there's one in 2009, there's another one in 2014 where he said that, you know, coming out was the biggest mistake in terms of his career. Fair enough, he's happy because, you know, like he doesn't have to live a lie. But in another essence, like he hasn't made it in terms of career-wise. He hasn't had the biggest opportunities because he is gay.
People only think he can play a gay character.
Yeah, and that's what he said. Like with these straight actors, you know, they can play a gay actor, and they'll get so many award nominations. You know, whereas a gay actor, I suppose you've got to try and play a straight man. You know, and I don't.
The thing is, they're actors. I mean, this is the whole Idris Elba for Bond thing again. They're paid to act, so I mean, a good gay actor should be able to play a straight man, and vice versa. A straight actor, you know, should be able to convincingly portray a character as homosexual. Yeah,
I agree with that. But one thing I do agree with what Matt Damon said, because he basically said it shouldn't matter about your sexuality. What really matters is your acting chops.
So, do you think it was more a case that he was suggesting don't live in the closet, but sort of don't make a...
Yeah. I don't think you, like... How to put it? I'm trying to put it in the right way. Because sometimes, like, I feel that when people come out of the closet, it's a big thing and hurrah, where like, look at me, I'm a homosexual. But if you just live your day-to-day basis, like whatever you're doing, you're with your partner or whatever, you don't have to confirm, you don't have to deny anything. Like there's always going to be that mystique around you, like, oh, is that person gay, is this person not? You don't have to. You don't have to associate.
That's probably tiring if people see you hanging out with a guy all the time and just assume, like they're just questioning about it or dropping hints or whatever.
But you don't have to. You don't have to come out and say yes, this is whatever, do you? Like as long as you are happy in in yourself and your being, then it's fine. In my opinion, like there's so many. I don't personally tell everyone everything about myself.
No.
You know, I don't see why I have to like tell everyone about myself. Like, you know, there's certain stuff you don't want to tell people, and I'm comfortable like just doing what I need to do. Like,
well, I mean, it doesn't need to come up sort of if you're just talking to a stranger or whatever, or meet someone at a party or a club or whatever, or even just sort of loose acquaintances. You don't need to drop in your sexuality either way. Yeah. But then at the same time, I think it probably is important and healthy for gay people to sort of come out to those closest to them.
Yeah, I agree with that. But then do you need to come out to the whole world and be like, oh, I'm gay?
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're an actor or a celebrity of any kind, then you're going to have speculation about it.
Yeah. But my point is...
Again, that's just going to be a drag, isn't it?
My feeling is, as long as you're happy, you don't need to tell everyone.
And also I think a lot of it's to do with, I mean, because they have tradition, you know, being sort of persecuted or looked down upon for many, many years. Yeah. It's just sort of a part of, you know, just affirming you're here and that that's part of you.
Yeah. But then wouldn't you think that, you know, I don't agree with this, but
I'm gonna say
it anyway, that, you know, there's still this stigma behind it.
Behind being gay?
Yeah. Why put yourself in a position where roles are going to be limited to you?
But they shouldn't have to be.
No. But that's the thing. It shouldn't be. But that is the state that it is currently.
I don't even know if that is the case anymore in the modern day and age.
Fair.
I mean, there are plenty of openly gay
actors. Neil Patrick Harris, you know, he's there.
Comedians.
But the point I'm trying to say is that why do it if it means that your, you know, job opportunities are limited? You know, for your limited acting career, just do what you need to do. Live your life. You don't have to live in secret. That's the whole point I'm trying to make here. You don't have to live in secret, but then you don't actually have to express it. I know you're saying it's tiring, but, you know, You've got to assess.
Well, no, because then at that point you are just openly gay anyway, aren't you? If you're just doing what you would be doing.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to hold a press conference or anything, but that is still coming out.
Fair.
And then what with the media being what it is today, and its interest in celebrities and actors' sort of private lives and whatnot, that could in turn affect your career chances, like Rupert Everett.
Yeah. Fair enough. I can see that.
I found it interesting actually that today on The Guardian, so in the same paper essentially that published the interview in the first place, article in there, I'm trying to remember what the title was. It was basically something along the lines of Matt Damon backs himself into a corner with homosexual remarks. And I just couldn't help but feel like, you bastards, you took this, you published it, you made no sort of comment on the interview in that piece, and then now that there's been some reaction, you've got to put out your sort of PC.
They're trying to distance themselves from the views expressed by him, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think that's spineless.
Intact.
No, like, where's the integrity there? Like, if you were that offended by what he'd said, then you shouldn't have, in my opinion, put it in your piece of work.
Or tackled the issue actually in the interview itself.
Yeah.
Instead of just putting out, because you've only got so many words and you need to fill some pages.
And what's annoying there is that he has, they have taken segments of it and put it out of context. They haven't put the entirety of what he said.
He's already said that's not the case.
What?
Because he's been asked if, he went on the, today I believe it was, or yesterday, the Ellen DeGeneres show.
Yeah.
And he just, by the sounds of it, he said, no, that's what I said. They've not manipulated it or twisted it. That's what I said. Again, I think it's a case of he probably meant, he's not an idiot, and he doesn't come across as particularly a bigot or anything. I would personally have assumed that he's probably meaning sort of what you said, don't make a song and dance for that.
Yeah.
I mean, the irony was that the interview with him actually started with him talking about his wife and kids. So, I mean, he wasn't really following his own advice about keeping yourself mysterious and your sexuality out of the public eye.
Yeah.
What I found interesting about this second Guardian article, the one criticising him, was it suggested that you shouldn't blame the tabloids or the public, and that, it's the industry itself that is keeping gay actors out of roles, and its attitudes like Matt. And I think that's entirely probably not true. I mean, there must, there's probably been a fair few homosexuals and lesbians working in Hollywood. And even if they've kept it quiet, people would have known sort of it was there. Like George Takei, he said that while he was working on Star Trek, he obviously couldn't be openly gay because he could lose his job.
But everyone probably knew.
But everyone on the cast basically knew. It was an unspoken known thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it is the industry doing this. The industry, well, I mean, if it is, it's because the industry responds to the public and the tabloids.
Okay.
They're choosing a propel forwards actors and actresses. No, it's just actors now, isn't it?
Yeah.
God, I'm so sexist.
You are. Sort out.
But it puts these people forwards based on who it thinks is going to most appeal to the market. So I mean, not we personally, you and me, but sort of the public at large, and the media we consume and buy, that's undoubtedly having far more of an effect than any sort of opinions, what's going on actually in the industry. They're there to make money.
What can we do about that then?
Well, I don't know, again, it's not a simple issue, is it? I mean, it's just about changing sort of the culture so that LGBT people are more accepted.
Well, that's the thing, it's becoming more and more accepted, so eventually, hopefully, You know,
it just won't be an issue.
It won't be an issue. You know, there wasn't. It was a while ago where, you know, black people couldn't go into the same washroom as a Caucasian person.
Not in this country, but yeah.
But you know, now, you know, well, fair enough. Still, people are still getting shot on the street and shit. But you know, there's interracial relationships now.
Slavery, so
exactly.
hooray, I guess.
Whoop whoop. On that note,
I reckon we've shot enough shit.
We have
for this week.
Indeed. Episode 17.
Indeed.
Who thought we'd have that much commitment, man?
Indeed.
It's actually on a regular basis now, weekly. Ish. I'll add the ish.
Not particularly regular. Frequent. Anyway, yeah, that's enough waffle. I've been Ollie.
And I've been Mitch.
And we've been shooting the shit. We'll see you again. Maybe this time next week, maybe not. It's not a regular thing.
Peace.
Catch you later.